I wanted to talk about cheap, healthy sources of protein. I'm trying to get ahead again, so I'll probably make a few more batches of videos. I'd gotten to where I was only about a week ahead, and I want to stay at least a couple weeks ahead. But I wanted to talk about cheap and healthy proteins. Just the ones that I buy, because I am on a fixed income. Peanut butter is, I have a niece that's allergic to it, so obviously I don't have it out in front of her, because just the smell, in the same house, not even the same room, in the same house, she breaks out. But, sorry, I have COPD, so I tend to cough a lot. Eggs is definitely a staple of mine. They're about a little less than $2 a dozen here, especially if you buy a dozen and a half to 2.5 dozen, the 18 to 30 or 30 packs. But even just the dozens are less than $2 here, and it's a little over $1 a dozen if you buy the 18 packs or the packs of 30, which, like I said, is 1.5 dozen or 2.5 dozen. Canned tuna, also canned chicken, and yes, I know canned chicken is more expensive than just doing it yourself, but I'm disabled, so, and I make it scratch, I usually get the 5 ounces because it's just me, and me and my dogs share a can, and I usually make it like a sandwich out of flatbread or something like that, because I am trying to stay lower carb, because it does help with my PCOS. Beans of all sorts. Pinto beans are real popular where I live, because you can make soup beans out of them. The canned are more expensive, but they're easier to use, but they're not that expensive. But a lot of, I usually buy the bags, but I usually have at least a few cans on hand for when I am having more issues. But I just they're real easy to make. You can just put in a crock pot, and I do rinse them the night before usually. Cottage cheese. My mom used to eat a lot of that, cottage cheese and pineapples especially. They're also good with cucumbers. Cottage cheese is. I've even been known to eat it by itself with just some pepper on it, but usually I do like it with something else. But there's actually a lot of things that are good with cottage cheese. Lentils. I usually put like ground beef or something in them, because they're not something that tastes good by itself, but if you put other stuff in it, like a friend of mine that used to help me with my mom sometimes, that's how we met. She was but anyway, she recommended ground beef, lentils, and rice. And it was cheap, and it was healthy, and it wasn't that hard to fix. Oats, that's something I have a lot of. And it's healthy, especially for me with my with my health issues. A lot of the carbs in it are fiber, but if you're keto or something like that, or Atkins, I don't know if you can have it. You might want to look into that, because I mainly just stay below 100 grams of carbs. I try and stay below 50 or below, but I don't go above 100 carbs, and that seems to be helping, especially with my back issues. Milk, at least where I live, it's not very expensive, but depending on where you go to get it, it's between $2 and $3 a gallon. The only reason why I say that is some places it's like $5 a gallon, and that's more expensive. Ground turkey. I usually don't make burgers and stuff out of it, but I think it's good in spaghetti and things like that. But some people don't like it, so my recommendation would be buy just a little bit. Buy like a pound. See if you'll eat it, because if you don't like it, or the only available in your area is very expensive, like some of the places, the grocery stores around here only have Butterball. Well, you can buy ground beef for cheaper than that, unless you like some really high stuff. And ground beef. You can't find ground chicken everywhere, but some people seem to like it. I've not really tried it. It's expensive around here. But yeah, those are some cheap, high protein foods that you can eat.